Good evening everyone. Welcome to JAIIB CAIIB English Medium channel. Hope you all are doing well. In today's session, we will be talking about Hero to Superhero series of PPB. And this class of Hero to Superhero series of PPB is 23rd. It means we have already completed 22 sessions on the PPB Hero to Superhero series, in which we are discussing those topics which are important as per previous papers of your PPB. Okay, and the same we are going to do today, and definitely we will be covering that. So first of all, if I talk about this session, it is about CTS and the positive pay system that have been introduced by RBI. So let's start. So first of all, sorry, if I talk about CTS is the check truncation system. This system have been introduced by RBI. Before that system, we used to have a MICR clearing that was introduced for the fast clearing purposes, but now CTS have been introduced, and the CTS is actually helping in the fast clearance of check, as well as CTS also have stopped the process or the traditional way of check clearance, in which we used to physically share or we used to physically transfer the check from one bank or clearing house to another. Okay, so the physical movement of check have been stopped when we have introduced CTS. So truncation means simply what? When you talk about this check have been truncated, what does it mean? It means the check have been converted into electronic image. So that's the truncation. So truncation means to stop the physical movement, and that's what we have done under the CTS. So you can see RBI introduced check truncation system for interbank clearance of check without their physical movement, and the checks are paid based on their electronic images. Okay, you don't have to share the you don't have to do the physical movement of a check. Electronic image of a check that have been shared, with that the clearance of check will be done. So with suitable amendments to the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881, Information Technology Act 2000, the Bankers Book Evidence Act 1891, the legal framework for check truncation and e-checks was put in place in 2002. Okay, so a lot of amendments have been done, and you can see the amendment was done in multiple acts that have introduced the legal framework for the check truncation or e-check. Okay, so do remember the amendment have been done in the Negotiable Instrument Act, IT Act and your BBE Act. In these three acts the amendment have been done, and it have provided us the legal framework for check truncation. Now the CTS was introduced with effect from 1st February 2008, and it is now fully operational. Okay, it was introduced with effect from the 1st February 2008, and now it is fully functional. So MICR based check processing has been discontinued. Okay, which processing have been discontinued? MICR based check processing have been discontinued when we have introduced the CTS. Okay, now so you can see CTS concept is truncation. Truncation is simply the process of stopping the flow of physical check by presenting bank and route to the paying bank branch. So simply truncation means stopping the physical movement of check, and that have been done under the CTS. Okay, next if we talk about CTS, when we are providing electronic image, so how many images have been provided for the check clearance and how it will be provided? So CTS in India uses a combination of a grayscale and black and white images. Okay, what it is using? It is using grayscale and black and white images. So 3 images will be taken. Okay, how many images have to be taken? 3 images have to be taken. So these 3 images will be there, in which need to be taken of each check. First image is front grayscale. We will take a front image of a check from the grayscale. Second, we will be taking front black and white image. And third, we will be taking black and white back image. So these 3 images will be taken of a check. Okay, so definitely this is important. Do remember that, and images of checks are taken using specific scanners. Okay, and the presenting bank has to digitally sign the images and data at the point of origin itself. Images that do not meet the specification are rejected here. Okay, those images who are not meeting the specification of the electronic image, they will be rejected here. And definitely there is a rigorous quality check process for image quality assessment at a different level, which check that is this image of a check is fulfilling this quality requirement or not. If they are fulfilling, it will be moving forward for the clearance. If not, it will be rejected and the new image will be requested from the bank. And the bank or the clearing house, whoever is performing the truncation of a check, it means whoever is converting check into electronic image, they will store the physical check. Now physical check do not have to be transferred, or the movement of physical check is not required. But with what we have to do, simply we are going to make sure that the bank or the clearing house who have made the check truncation, they will be storing the check with themselves. Okay, and the truncation of a check can only be done by the bank and clearing house. No person or the issuer or the maker of a check can do that. Okay, they cannot do that. Only a bank or clearing house can do that, and then after converting it, they are going to store the physical check with themselves only. Okay, now CTS positive pay system, a very important topic. So it was introduced by RBI on 1st January 2021. So this involves a process of reconfirming key details of large value check. Okay, it involves what? It involves a process of reconfirming key details of large value check. So what happened actually, when we talk about the CTS positive pay system, the CTS positive pay system actually introduced to stop the frauds on a check. Like what used to happen, if a certain person have signed a check, like let's say for example, I am the issuer or a maker of a check. I have issued the check of 60,000 rupees to someone. Okay, now while writing the amount in words and figures, I have left a certain space there. And what the another person have done, the another person have made the added in the check amount. So that 60 lakh, they have made 1,60,000. Sorry, that 60,000 I have provided, they made it 1,60,000 in words as well as in figures. And now when they present the check in my bank, and definitely, let's say for example, if my account have that much amount, they will easily get the 1,60,000 rupees. But I only have to give them 60,000, but they have brought 1,60,000. Now, if let's say there is no such amount of money in my bank account, then the check will be bounced. And when the check will be bounced, definitely I have to pay the penalty. And in case of bounce, when there is an insufficient amount in the drawer's account, in that situation, we can simply say the drawer have to pay the penalty, or imprisonment might happen, right? So that's the situation, that's the fraud which used to happen. And to stop such kind of frauds, CTS positive pay was introduced. Okay, so RBI has introduced positive pay system for CTS with effect from 1st January 2021. So this involves a process of reconfirming key details of the large value checks. Okay, so the issuer of the check submits electronically. And now when we talk about the issuer of the check submits electronically via SMS, mobile app or internet banking or ATM, etc., the certain minimum details of the check. Okay, so after signing a check, after giving a check to someone, the drawer have to do what? They have to submit certain minimum details of a check via SMS, mobile app, internet banking or ATM. And the details will include the date, name of beneficiary or payee, amount, etc. to the JAIIB bank. Okay, so it will be given to the JAIIB bank. In the date of the check in which you have issued, or the date of check for which you have issued the check, then the name of the beneficiary, or we can say the pay, and the amount you have issued the check of. These details you have to send to the JAIIB bank. Okay, so details of which will be cross-checked with the presented check. So if both are same, the payment of check will be done. But if there is certain differences or some things have been changed, in that situation, they have to do the bank will return the check without payment. Okay, so that's a dishonored check. They will dishonor the check, they will return the check without the payment. That happen in case of the details are not matching. So banks have to make such facility available to all the account holders issuing check for amount of 50,000 and above. But this is an optional amount. It is optional. It will depend on the bank. If they want, they can start with the 2 lakh. If they want, they can start with the 1 lakh. They can start with the 50,000 also. So it's up to bank, like how much amount they want this service have to be followed. Then the customer has the discretion whether to avail this facility or not in case of 50,000 and above. But when it comes to mandatory, it have been made mandatory in case of check of amount 5 lakh and above. Okay. If you are providing a check of 5 lakh and above to someone, then it becomes mandatory. You have to do that. Okay, so this is the CTS check truncation system and the positive pay system of CTS that we have discussed. Okay, do remember the both are important. Now let's practice some question. Under the CTS process, dash images are to be taken of each check. 2 images, 1 images, 3 images or 4 images. How many images have to be taken? So definitely we have discussed 3 images will be there. The first will be front grayscale, second will be front black and white, third will be back black and white. These 3 images have to be taken. So right answer is C. Next. Which of the following statement about CTS is correct? Now we have to answer the statement about CTS that is correct. First is saying here, CTS was introduced by RBI on February 2008 to facilitate physical movement of check between banks. CTS allow for electronic processing of check based on their physical movement. Then the legal framework for CTS was established through amendment to the Negotiable Instrument Act, IT Act and Bankers Book Evidence Act. And the fourth is saying MICR based check processing has been continued alongside the CTS. So what do you think, which statement is correct here? A, B, C or D? And the right answer will be definitely the C option is correct. Why the C option is correct? Because in the first option, we are saying CTS was introduced to facilitate physical movement. No, to stop physical movement. Second is saying CTS allows allows for the electronic processing of check based on their physical movement. No physical movement will be done. And the MICR based check processing discontinued. So these 3 are wrong, but the C are correct. The legal framework have been made by these 3 acts. Okay, so amendment have been done there. Now, according to RBI's positive pay system guidelines, which of the following statement is correct? So RBI have given a positive pay system guidelines. So according to that, which statement is correct here? First is saying which of the following accurately describes the positive pay system. One second. Okay. Yes. So according to RBI positive pay system guidelines, which of the following statement is correct? First is saying banks must provide positive pay system facility to all the account holder issuing check for amount 5 lakh and above, but it is optional for 50,000 and above. Second is saying the positive pay system must be made available to all account holders issuing check for amount 50,000 and above, and banks are optionally make it mandatory for 5 lakh and above. Third is saying that the positive pay system is only available for check issued for amount of 5 lakh and above, and it is not applicable for lower amounts. Fourth is saying banks are required to make a positive pay system mandatory for all checks above 50,000 regardless of amount. So no, that's not correct. Third is also not correct. Second is also not correct. Right answer is A. Okay, it is optional for your 50,000 and above, but it is mandatory for the amount of 5 lakh. Okay, so right answer will be your A option. One second. Okay, so right answer is A. Now, next is saying according to the guidelines for handling delays in check processing, which of the following statement is accurate? First is saying the normal transit period for check processing allow for a time frame of 1 day each for dispatch, presentation, remittance and crediting. Second is saying the lodger's bank may recover interest for delay attributable to the drawee's bank, and the bank are advised to receive their payment, advised to include this information. Third is saying here that the time frame allowed for dispatching and presenting bills is 3 days each and no interest recovery is permitted for delay. Fourth is saying interest recovery for delay is only applicable if delay exceeds 5 days and banks are not required to revise their payment advice. So which of the following is correct here? A, B, C or D? Okay. So first is saying in case of normal transit period of check, the processing allows for a time frame 1 day. No, that's wrong. The lodger's bank may recover interest for delay attributable to drawee's bank and the bank are advised to revise their payment advices to include the information. That's correct. So right answer will be your B option. Okay, right answer we have is a B option here. Next we have which of the following accurately describe the positive pay system introduced by RBI for the CTS. So first is saying the positive pay system requires the issuer to submit details of all check electronically to the drawee bank regardless of the check amount. Second is saying under the system, the issuer must provide certain details of large value check electronically to the drawee bank, which are then cross-checked with the presented check. Then the positive pay system involves the physical verification of all check details by drawee bank before processing. And fourth is saying the positive pay system requires only the beneficiary's name to be verified against the presented check. So what do you think, which one is correct here? So definitely we are talking about a positive pay system. So first is saying that they have to submit details of check electronically to the drawee bank regardless of check amount. No, the check amount optional is 50,000 and above, mandatory is 5 lakh and above. Under positive pay system, issuer must provide certain details of large value check electronically to the drawee bank, which then cross-check with the presented check. That's true. B is correct. Why third is wrong? Because say physical verification have to be done. Why fourth is wrong? Because it is saying only beneficiary's name to be verified against the presented check. No, other details are also there which have to be verified to continue the check payment. Okay, so right answer is B option here. Next we have in the context of check processing, the normal transit period should allow for a time frame 2 days for each of which of the following. So 2-day time period will be given to each of which of the following that we have to answer here. First is saying dispatch of bills, presentation of bills to drawees, remittance of proceeds to the lodger's bank, crediting the proceeds to the drawer's account, only the dispatch of bills and presentation of bills to drawers, remittances of proceeds to the lodger's bank and crediting the proceeds to the drawer's account. Fourth is saying dispatch of bills and remittance of proceed to the lodger's bank. So what do you think, which one is correct here? A, B, C or D? So 2 days will be given for every activity here. For statement A will be correct. Option A will be correct. Dispatch of bills, presentation of bills to the drawees, remittance of proceed to the lodger's bank and crediting the proceed to the drawer's account. That's the correct one. Okay. So now that's all for today. Let's see, answer is A. Now if you want to cover the whole syllabus in a minimum time period, then I would suggest first download the 24/7 application, because after downloading the application, you will find the option of crash course, and on the crash course, you will find the maximum discount today, that is 82%. So what you have to do, download the application. This website will come in front of you. Click on the batches, courses, JAIIB, CAIIB. Then go to the JAIIB November 2025. Here you will find the crash course. So click on the crash course, do check the offering. Then when you scroll down, you will find the study plan here. Okay, all the 4 subject study plan is available. After checking everything, just click on the buy now option. Enter a code here, that will be buy496 and apply. So once you apply, you are getting here 81% discount. Okay, and you will get 1% additional discount if you use the same code and purchase by using the 24/7 application. Okay, so 82% discount will be given to you by using this code on the application. And if you want to take any kind of inquiry and if you want to know which batch will be best suitable for you, you can call on the number given on the screen here. You can check that and call on this number and decide which batch will perfectly suit your requirement. Okay, so that's all for today's session. We'll end the session here. Last but not the least, do not forget to subscribe to the channel JAIIB CAIIB English Medium and press the bell icon so that all the upcoming sessions notification will be provided to you by us. Okay, so that's all for today. We'll see you all in the next class. Till then, take care.